Good morning, good morning, good morning, Fortnite World. George Bush Camp Jr. here, as you can see, camping out in the bushes, watching that number go down. Got my little blue demon guy here going. Pretty awesome. Alrighty then. Oh, as always, if you're watching this on Twitch, find us on YouTube. Head on over there. You can watch all our recorded videos as many times as you want. Doesn't that sound friggin' awesome? Go over there, watch them all in a row, binge the whole thing. Alrighty. Well, let's get to it today. It's a hate watch, and in fact, it's kind of a double hate watch. You might be saying to yourself, now, what on earth does Monday Night Raw and Jack Reacher have in common? Well, absolutely nothing. In fact, really, the point of these two being together today on this 8 watch is because they're literally the antithesis of each other right now. Okay? We're going to get into it. We're not going to talk about WWE for very long. The vast majority of this is going to be about Reacher. Now, the reason why is because WWE, this is a hate watch. This is not what hate watch is supposed to be about. This is a hate watch of true hate. Okay? I was so goddamn excited when Cena turned heel. I was like, oh my god, they finally did it. People were bitching about this on the internet for like 15 fucking years. Probably longer than that. I mean, they say like 22 years. Like, yeah, but people stopped bitching for it for a while, you know? And I'm like, oh, sweet. I can't wait for Raw. He's probably going to, well, what's he going to do? Is he going to introduce his, a new entrance music? Supposedly that Travis Scott guy who's there for some reason. He's going to be doing his entrance music. What's that going to be like? What's the presentation going to be? Is it going to be Dr. Thugonomics? That'd be awesome. You know what it was? It was nothing. I paid $26 to reactivate my Netflix account to watch Monday Night Raw, and Cena didn't show up. In fact, the whole episode, the teaser throughout the night was the recap of Elimination Chamber. Look, it's not the 90s, motherfuckers. You're not charging $50 to watch a show, though we're going to get into that a little bit here. But, when a pay per view was like $50, you couldn't always watch it. Couldn't really convince my parents all the time to buy them, mainly because they pulled a lot of bullshit shenanigans like Starcade 98 and, there was other shit. But, anyways, the point being, like, no, at this, you can't, you could do that back then. You could have Monday Night Raw is like, we'll tell you what happened last night at the pay per view at the end of the show. All right, so you can get away with that. Not now. Can't do that now. Move the story forward. Now is nothing. Number one, now, and again, this is what I'm talking about. I ain't going to buy like 3 different platforms, 4 or 5, however the fuck many you need to watch the whole thing. I mean, so I guess SmackDown's on the USA Network. I I don't know. Is it on Hulu anymore? I heard it's not on Hulu, but I'm not even going to check. But I guess if you want to hear Cody's reaction to John Cena, like, if you want to hear that, then watch the USA Network. Right. So I'm not. I'm, so yeah, they want me to pay for cable. basically, to watch SmackDown. Pay for Netflix to watch Raw. I think NXT is I think that might be on cable too. Um, and then Peacock for the live events. I mean, that's the problem with this shit, man. Like, no, it's like God, it's like $50 a month to watch WWE. Fuck that. Anyways, and the thing with this is like, I was all excited for the Cena thing, and you're not giving it to me, and it's not even advertised for next week. I've already recanceled my Netflix. To hell with this, man. This is how you lose an audience, people. The fuck. All right, but by 100% contrast, Reacher, season 3 on Prime. That is what Hate Watch is all about. This show is enjoyable, but man, you gotta turn off your brain because these people are fucking dumb. And it's not accurate at all, Not at all. Like anything that has to do with the military that you see in this show, I don't know. I like to just think that maybe that's like the Canadian military or something, because the U.S. military don't operate like that. And we'll get into that. All right. Just a backstory here, since I wasn't doing this back then, but I still remember season 2 has this episode where they're sitting around a bar drinking in uniform, and like it's apparently an officer's bar, and these guys start trouble with them because there's an enlisted woman with them, and she's a woman of color, and they treat her as subhuman, not because of her color or gender, but because she's enlisted and not an officer. Yeah, that part's kind of accurate. Yeah. But the inaccurate part is, yeah, they all got like CID patches on them. And I mean, like, you wouldn't start a bar fight over this. And well, okay, you probably would if they didn't have CID patches on them. Okay? Like Criminal Investigation Division. Like, that's like the Army's equivalent to the FBI. You see a group of them guys sitting in a bar, you are not gonna fuck with them, okay? Anyways, it's shit like that. Motherfucker. Alright, but anyways, though. Alright, so we're up to episodes 3 and 4 on Reacher Season 3. Of course, check out there in the back. You can find from a couple days ago, we had the Hate Watch for episodes 1 and 2. So far, we are loving this show. So go check that out if you haven't already. Okay. So now y'all get to watch me do this again. This is always fun. And watch me keep forgetting which friggin' button is forward and backwards, switching back between Nintendo. Anyways, yeah. Ugh. All right. So, did that do what I thought it did? It did. Why? uh, um, Alright, yeah, my locker is all messed up over here. Okay, we'll get started here in a second, folks. Sorry about that. But we're also gonna you there. Alrighty then. Alright, so Reacher episode 3. Also, mind you, I don't have any notes for this because I thought I was going to do this before, but, as we all know, unfortunately, our governor's vagina stinks. So we had to do an episode about that yesterday. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But, anyways, without further ado, episode 3. Alright, so. What do we gotta do here? He killed the guy. Alright. And they gotta go clean that up. Angel doll. Alright. So he gets some free time. This is where it's like dumb because they drive away and like the guy, Duke, is like, yeah, Angel Doll told me he had something to tell me, but he wasn't going to tell me over the phone. He wanted to tell me it in person. And Reach is just like, oh, he didn't say anything to me. Like, oh, all right. Well, instead of going inside looking for him, as you claim that he's in there, we're just going to drive away. And I'm going to speculate that it's weird that he didn't say anything to you about this really important thing he told me about on the phone that he won't say on the phone. All right. So they drive away, and Reacher gets his free time for a bit. He runs off and hooks up with a FBI lady. They clean up Angel Doll's body, and they take his laptop. Okay. So Reacher is all like, all right, I got to get trusted around here. And he's got the perfect opportunity because they tell him to watch after the kid, you know? And he's like, perfect, cool. I get to hang out with the son. Maybe that'll get me in with him. We'll figure out more about what's going on here. In the meantime, lady is she's got Angel Doll's laptop now, and she's looking through that. All right, so this part is actually like really cool with the guy here. So he's out in town with the kid, and like his high school bullies show up, and I mean like they're like talking all sorts of shit, like yo dad, yo you're all like rich in your mansion, and like I'm poor now because your dad came by and bought the factory that my dad worked at, and then he lost his job. Then my parents got divorced, and now I live in a trailer or some shit. Which, I mean, not gonna lie, I don't disagree with why the guy's angry. At the same time, it's definitely like three of them picking on the kid who has probably nothing to do with the decision to do this. So I always love that kind of conflict. But Reacher gives them kids a good old ass whooping. I always love how Reacher, a grown ass man, does not seem to have a problem beating up teenagers. I mean, they might be like 20, I guess, barely 20. But again, that's why I love this autistic fuck. But all right, so he's got the kid, like, now the kid's starting to trust him. He's all like, yeah, so the kid explains to him, like, it's Julius McCabe is the real boss. That's who his dad works for. But he doesn't really work for him. In fact, he's the guy that kidnapped the kid like 4 years ago. And they are still kidnapped, technically. All his bodyguard is not a bodyguard. He's he's just like he's a prison guard. You know, he keeps the oh shit. Yep. All right. Well, that means we are gonna have to a little bit faster than normal, but all right. Anyway, so he's a prison guard. All right. And his dad is just like he's unwilling. You know, he's not a great dude. He's kind of a jerk, but he's not like the criminal mastermind. It's this McCabe guy. Like, all right. So, basically, then Reacher goes back, and the dad and Duke, the number two guy, they like grab Reacher, and they're like, "Hey, we got an email from Angel Doll. He's got a lead on the people that tried to kidnap the freaking guy and my kid. So we're gonna go fuck him up." Now they drive out there, and I mean, you can kind of tell a little bit. You see more of the dynamic, like, oh, Duke might be a little bit in charge, a little bit more, but not really. Or at the very least, he knows the dad ain't super in charge. But all right, so they drive out there, out to the woods. Okay, they're up to the house. Reacher's all like, "All right, dude, there's like six of them in there. They all got weapons, you know." And he's all like, "Nah, I'll go first. Second guy gets shot." All right, suit yourself. So Reacher lets him go in. Bam, gets behind him with his gun. He's all like, "Yeah, give me your gun, bitch." Yep, it's double cross time. There ain't nobody in here. The dad's out in the car, mind you. So he ain't seeing none of this. Reacher, it's kind of funny because Duke is all like, "Man, you must be a cop. You ain't going to kill me." And then Reacher shoots him in the head. I don't really blame anybody in that situation for their actions, but. So Reacher then grabs a gun, shoots them all over the place, and blows the house up. All right. Jumps back in the car, and he's like, "Duke's dead." So is everybody else. I blew up the house and all the evidence of that they ever existed. So yeah, they won't come after your son again. And the dad is all like, "Oh my God, I fully trust you now. You are now my number two." Then he talks on the phone and he's all like, "Ah, yep, we took care of it. Good." Hangs up. He's like, "That's the man we both work for." Alrighty. So that's episode 3. Episode 4, on the other hand, though, here we go. Episode 4 is a nice little flashback episode. All right. We get to find out. Oh, right. Because just realize the beginning of episode 4 might have been the end of episode 3. They get pictures of Julius McCabe, and that's where Reacher's like, "Oh, that's the dude I was talking about before. That's Quinn, the guy that I'm like, everybody else I want to have nothing to do with this, and I want him dead because I thought I killed him." All right. Well, episode 4, we get a flashback episode that explains exactly why that is. Okay. Now, what's going on? All right. So it's like, first day of the office, here comes your brand new E7, Sergeant First Class. And you know, Reacher's all like, yeah, I don't want a new E7. The fuck, man? And, the guy's like, you're getting her anyways. And then she comes in, and it's pretty clear from the first scene, like, all right, you could say, like, she was just basically Reacher as a strong black woman, but, not like a huge friggin' Sasquatch, but, other than that, like, her personality is just pretty much his personality. So, of course, he's immediately like, I like her. All right. So, we again get to know the other person on Reacher's team, a private. Okay. Now, again, this is where there's like, it just deviates totally from how the military would work. Like, okay, Reacher is a major, which, granted, that means he could be anywhere realistically from like 30, well, let's see, get commissioned around, let's say the youngest would get commissioned around 22. Takes what I think the last I knew, it was all like shit I knew 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's probably all different now, but 25. I don't know how long it takes to make major. I think it was like 7 or 8 years before. I don't know. Let's say like Reacher is probably he's a minimum of 30 and a max of 50. A max of like I think it is in the canon that he goes in the military at 18. Anyways, the point is the E7 should be way older than the major. All right, you gotta be in the military for like 15 fucking years to make E7. Maybe not that long, but I think you can make it in 12. Yeah, because there was people who made it in like less in that. I don't know. I'm just saying the fucking E7 should be like older than the major, and he's treating her like she's a kid. Now, on top of that, we got a private and a love interest with the E7, which, yeah, is just not ever going to happen. Well, all right, not saying it doesn't happen. In fact, when I was in basic training, there was a E7 drill sergeant that I saw in passing a few times, and then later learned, oh, he was getting demoted and kicked out of the army for his relationship with an E2. So can't say it never happens, but you get kicked out of the army for that. So yeah. So we got a private that's in love with the sergeant first class is the first dumb thing. Anyway, so it shows them doing the investigation. She does all the heavy lifting. She gets the all the evidence, does all the work. Okay, and Reacher's like, "Hey, you did such an awesome job. I want you to go arrest this guy. This guy who is like millionaire from fucking selling state secrets. Just take the private that's in love with you over there and arrest the guy. It'll be fine. Yeah, I want you to have all the credit. Reacher don't even go with her. It's fucking retarded. Like no, like this dude is like he's like an international fucking terrorist more or less, and you sent two fucking people over there. And so Reacher, realizing that like, oh, she should have been back by now, and she's not. What the fuck? Texts her, and she's like, "Is there problems?" And she texts back like, "In handcuffs and on the way back, sir." And that's when she's like, "Oh shit, she knows not to call me sir." That's when Reacher's like, "I gotta go get her." Because I was retarded for sending her out there with only just like one guy, anyways. Alrighty. So Reacher gets there. There's like, he does this quick try to save, like, I made a deal with her. And Reacher was like, no, you didn't. You don't even know her fucking name. And yeah. All right. So then Reacher standing stands him up next. Well, yeah, Reacher stands him up against a cliff and shoots him in the head, and the guy falls. And apparently, the explanation for him still being alive is like, well, he shot him with a 22 caliber because he didn't want the ballistics to match on his gun because he, probably should have arrested the guy, but instead he murdered him. And but like, yeah, it must not have penetrated his skull, and he survived. I don't know. I don't. I've heard of that, but I don't know if I would not count on that to happen. Fucking A. That was 100% me trying to put down the controller and just instead hitting the stupid triggers. But, anyways, so yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that happens. I think that maybe could happen if somebody has a particularly thick skull, but no. Okay, so that's the explanation. All right, and yeah, of why the guy's still alive, even and Reacher thinks he killed him. Not really great, but whatever. I'll suspend my disbelief for this one. Okay, how do you survive falling off a cliff, too? It would at least knock you out. The impact, you know. Anyways, so he goes back in there and he finds Cole is the woman's name. He finds her dead body, dismantled, and that's when the rest of the MPs arrive. The people who actually should have shown up to arrest the international terrorists. Jesus. At that point, then we get back to the to present time, and I do believe we end off. All right, so okay, so he blamed Angel Doll for the kidnapping too. By the way, he like set that up so that he took the fall for that in the dad's mind. But now the dad's like, "Hey, we got a beat on Angel Doll's laptop. We ain't been able to find it since he disappeared." So yeah, all right, and well, they got a beat on it because the FBI lady is using it and searching the dad's properties. So the episode ends with a bunch of his henchmen showing up. They see the ATF car. They don't know if it's the ATF, but they see the car that ain't supposed to be there, and they go in and they're like, "Anybody who ain't supposed to be in there, we shoot him." All right. So that is where we end off today, folks. Oh, usually I let you watch me friggin' get the rest of this, but I've already been warned to start getting ready for work. All I really gotta do, Bill, is put my shoes, or well, I already got my shoes and overshirt on. All I really need to do is put my coat on and go out there, but I should start my truck too. Oh, well, I'm at least also, I'm better than I'm doing usual here, so there's that. Luckily, I'm paranoid about getting to work on time, so even if it blasts off that I gotta go right now, that won't really be that much of an issue. Hey, cool. There we go. I'll give y'all a courtesy of my company for just a little bit longer while I get this going. Who knows? Maybe I'll get to bash somebody's head in with this bat. Alrighty. The kneecapper is damaged. All right. Hey, there we go. Wow, she was dumb for not trying to use that on me. Sticky grenade launcher. She's got a better shotgun than me. You got a way better loadout than me. What a dumb bitch. All right. I got one elimination, so I ought to friggin' zip up a little bit later. That was good. I didn't mash the buttons. Oh, shit. I did not realize what my health was until just now. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm going to die quick. Oh, well. All right, come on, people now. That guy's probably going to kill me because he knows where I'm at from a pretty far distance. Ooh, this guy could be useful. Yeah, go away, jerk. You don't see me. You don't see me. All right, come on, people. Oh, I'm like right in the crosshairs of the people with the boss medallions. Oh, fudge! There's somebody interrupting my healing process. Ah, fudge. Yeah, I figured that was probably going to happen, but all right. Oh, let's see where we're at here. Oh, and look at that. Jumping up to Platinum 3. Alrighty. Well, all right, folks. That'll be it for today. As always, find me on Twitch, find me on Facebook, follow me on YouTube, wherever you want. All right. Talk to you later. Bye bye.